Okay, I've been watching this. What's going on with in the state of Virginia with this anti-liberty, anti-Second Amendment moves that the legislative body of Virginia and the governor have been pushing for. Um, all the reactions to it of counties declaring themselves the Second Amendment sanctuary counties, and that they have a demonstration coming up, and then the governor banning firearms on the Capitol grounds, and now they're saying that there's threats being made that are being passed out here. Um, this is an explosive situation. Okay. Essentially, what you have here is you have a legislative body who is Democrat um, by five in the lower house and three, I think, in the upper house. Okay, that's it. We're talking eight guys that are stripping you of your liberties, and then we have a a governor who is emboldened enough to, I mean, this dictatorial type stuff. Okay, um, kind of wants to act like Michael Bloomberg did in New York as mayor. Um, and the thing I have in my mind is that is the similarities to this and what happened in Germany in 1933. They had the Reichstag fire, which was actually thought to be done by the Nazi Party, but it was blamed on the Communist Party. And then right after that, you had the Enabling Act of 1933, which was the Reichstag fire was in February, the Enabling Act was in March, and basically at that time gave the Chancellor, the then Chancellor of Germany, Adolf Hitler, virtual dictatorial powers. All right, and we all know where that went. History tells us where that went for the next 17 years. Um, so I kind of have it in my head that um, that playing through the media and all this kind of stuff that they're looking for that kind of scenario and looking to demonize the gun owners by there being some kind of violence at this rally. That being said, um, eight guys, basically eight legislatures stripping the state of the Second Amendment rights. This is a picture of what's going to happen to the federal government if Democrats ever get total control again. By the way, but Supreme Court's already said things about assault rifles. They could be restricted and everything like that. Um, it's never been done on this scope and this scale, and you're going to get into the thing where the military value of these weapons, the the way they give the average man the ability to fight, which is what our founding fathers intended. Our founding fathers did not intend your Second Amendment to say that you would have a right to hunt, and they never said the Second Amendment would say that you have a right to defend yourself. Those are God given rights that they wouldn't even bother mentioning. How would they conceive of anybody ever making it illegal for you to defend yourself? The other places in the world that it is. Um, so I have a great deal of concern what's going on and what could go on. Okay, one of the things you hear is that the governor could press the National Guard into enforcing the gun bans. Essentially, is what they are, the bans. What are you going to do, Governor? Declare a state of emergency for your entire state, and then send your your National Guard house to house like they did in New Orleans after Katrina, and confiscating firearms and arresting people that didn't turn them in? Is that what you're planning on doing? Now, a lot of people say, well, the Virginia National Guard ain't going to do that, and I would hope that soldiers, because we're talking the bulk of them coming from the western counties. Um, I would hope that the soldiers would not accept an order, which would be an illegal order, to strip people of their right to bear arms. That would be an illegal order. Their oath is to defend, protect, and defend the Constitution against enemies, foreign and domestic. And Governor Northrop is clearly a domestic enemy, the way he's acted. Um, but the thing of it is what people don't realize is that legally they can ask for the aid of states bordering Virginia to carry out this kind of thing. And the two states that would give you the greatest concern would be Kentucky, who has a Democratic governor, and North Carolina, who has a Democratic governor, and they have fairly good sized National Guards. Um, we're going to go in Virginia and straighten the Virginians out. And that's a powder keg waiting to happen. It really could go any way. Okay, and now there's another thing that people are talking about, which has about no chance of happening, which is to separate the state, basically to separate the eastern portion of the state and make a new state of southwestern Virginia, Southwest Virginia, or something like that. Um, or to incorporate those Virginia counties into the state of West Virginia. Not much likelihood that's going to happen. I wish it would. I really do. You can kind of look at the Wheeling Convention during the Civil War as a precedent. You're not going to really, if you read the Supreme Court rulings on that, you're not really going to get that off without an actual civil war, Virginia succeeding from the Union. But here's the argument for that. Okay, you people in Virginia, I mean, my heritage is from southwestern Virginia, Buchanan County, where my father and my mother come from. Um, if you take your whole state, what do you get? Doesn't most of the concentration, most of the tax money, most of everything that the state does happen on the eastern end? What do you get? Oh, I got my road paved. Okay, and then you got sections in that large sections in the western part that voted Democrat. Okay, um, why? Okay, now these are the people that said you're good for digging coal, and that's all you can do. Okay, they really don't have any use for you other than to come in and get you to strip your own land, you know, so they could take what's under your land away. And then when they're done, well, you're just SOL. They don't care about you. Why is major development, not taking place in the southwestern part of Virginia? Okay, there's lots of people there that really want to work. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people there that have gotten used to the welfare check, just like happens in the ghettos and in urban areas. Um, Frankly, I'd rather be proud and work than accept a handout that just barely keeps my head above water and say, "Thank you, Mr. Governor. Kiss my ass." Okay. Um, so this is a powder keg that could happen here. And let's understand something. They are stripping Americans of the constitutional right to keep and bear arms. That's the first constitutional right to strip them. Next one, they're going to come after your freedom of speech. Okay? Or your right against search and seizure. And as a matter of fact, your rights against search and seizure would be severely impacted if they enforced this, if they did a house to house. It's greatly concerning. It is, okay? And that they might put a, wag the dog at this rally coming up. Wag the dog and make sure that there's some violence that the media can float to, some horrible incident or whatever that allows the media to demonize all these American patriots. Um, I don't put it past them. Democrats are dirty. I mean, they are dirty. So um, that's what it is. It's nothing like putting a government plan in there to raise hell. It's like inducing the crime, you know, promoting the crime so that you can then demonize the people and arrest them later. So that's what I got. Virginians, you need to really, you need to kick them Democrats out. You really do, especially all those in the western counties. You need to go flat Republican. Okay, um, you need to take control back of your legislature. And then when this Northrop comes up again, who is one of Bloomberg's puppets, um, and therefore Soros's puppet, you need to send him down. You need to send him packing. But right now you're in a crisis situation, and I don't think a lot of probably Virginians really believe or really realize what kind of crisis they're in. They're stripping of your liberties, and they're saying, "Well, okay, I don't own a gun, so I don't care." Well, when they come after the rest of your liberties, those both enumerated and unenumerated, are you going to care then? And then when they do that, and they've taken the only means of resistance away from you, what are you going to do? You're going to walk around with your little sign? They don't care about your little sign, you know. And at a certain point, and that's down the road, I grant you, they'll pull a Tiananmen Square on you if you do. They'll do what they're doing in Iran. We're headed down that road, okay? Because we Americans don't understand what our liberties are, why we have our liberties. We don't value them. Maybe it is. Maybe we need to spill some blood at the Tree of Liberty. Maybe we need to do that, so we start valuing our rights again. You know. But you know what? It's being apathetic. Everybody is apathetic. And, as far as taking my liberties away from me, taking my firearms away from me, and attacking me like that, I'd rather you put me in the dirt. I seriously would rather you kill me. Okay? That's it. I'm an American. I swore an oath to defend the Constitution years ago that's still valid. I mean, if you want to take my liberties away from me, put me on the ground. There it is. Okay? That's all I got to say about it. All right, bye.